The work that I was doing was really on the history of an idea, the idea of central bank independence, which is relatively new. People did not start talking about it until the 1980s. But then it took hold amongst policymakers, economists, central bankers throughout the world, and became everybody's accepted truth. As a consequence, there was a very narrow view of what a central bank is all about. It was supposed to be independent of the government, able to determine policy without worrying about any government interference, and to determine monetary policy. As a consequence of this enormous emphasis on the independence of the central bank, which is truthfully important, central banking community forgot that it had other interests and responsibilities as well. So concern for financial supervision was no longer in the mind of the central bank. Concern for macro-prudential stability, the stability of the financial system as a whole, wasn't even talked about. So even though central bank independence is enormously important and is something we have to hold on to, in the 1990s, we wound up in a situation where we took it so seriously, we forgot about other important things. And in many senses, that provided the groundwork for the financial crisis. Mistakes made by central banks who were looking at the world without looking at what else was a part of the world without looking at what else was going on. After the crisis, we begin to realize that central banks are rather complex institutions with many, many functions, including many functions, bank supervision, crisis response, which really tie the central bank to the government. So even though independence in policy making is important, we've got to acknowledge that the central bank and the government, particularly when it comes to stability issues, really need to work together. How they should do so is something that even the major central banks around the world haven't quite figured out yet.